I don't think that any hero was like performing to the level where you're like, oh my god, we get rid of him. Like, come on, the Slark was doing a ton of damage, but we also talked about the lack of like serious control, the consistent control to bring down Slark. So I feel like it was more not exactly. It wasn't a free game for Slark, but it wasn't like he was super pressured in that situation. So I don't think anyone played in a way where you're like, yep, we gotta ban it. Some the players during the game they might feel differently. We might see GAG say, "Oh, man, Ken's Bat Rider. He absolutely screwed me in the laning phase. If that happens again, we might not win." So, oh, and there goes the Brood Mother instead, though. So,
Oh, finally gets
who
banned
cares about
out.
that? And look at that. The Ember Spirit goes to Neon's side. So, very likely to be a position to be an Enryu Primal Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. That's a good amount of damage overall. Like this is more damage than we had in game one.
Yeah, that is very true. So we'll see how Ken's going to be able to perform on the Ember Spirit this time round. And we'll see what they're going to decide to hand over towards JG to do up against that matchup. Like, can you just imagine if they decide now to pick up the Bat Rider themselves, flip the roles around, and then just be like, yeah, all right, this time I'm going to destroy you. Even still,
Or the Huskar.
yeah, it could be the Huskar as well. I mean, I don't think there was like a particularly strong winner in that mid. I think the main part was where there was the dieback on the Ember Spirit. That was the part where the Bat Rider, was actually able to pull ahead. And this time, Dragon Knight with a Dark Willow. And I just do not see Dragon Knight anymore. This guy was picked up relentlessly. Like people would just spam it. It could be mid, it could be off lane, whatever. And he was doing a good job, but definitely has just dropped off entirely in this meta. So it is quite interesting to see this hero picked up now. Is it... I suppose there's a bit of flex, whether it's the Tusk or Dragonite mids, and then obviously Tusk Dragonite off lane. So
Yeah.
which one are you feeling to go versus the Ember Spirit? Like, who would have a better time?
I think I'd rather see the Dragonite be as the mid, just because I think Tusk has an easier time top lane against the Treant and whoever. You can just snowball away from the slows and you'll be fine. Dragonite, that's going to be an issue for you if Treant plus like an Ursa or a Slark. Yeah, it's going to be harder for the Dragonite to get out of those situations. So I kind of like that for the Tusk. I don't think that either one of them is better against the Ember by much. Again, I'm not gonna proclaim myself as the guy who knows the mid lane matchups perfectly, but I do think in the top lane, Tusk will have a slightly easier time. And that is going to be your egg hitter, by the way, with the Slark. And this is something that XERXIA kind of lacks, right? Is the ability to keep people down in one area fighting. It's like you don't have like a Mars, Faceless Void is banned. You don't have like Enigma Black Hole. There's nothing sort of prompting Neon saying, oh yeah, you guys have to stand right in this area and fight. The only thing is if they go for objectives. You can egg next to an enemy tower, they have to defend it. But other than that, Neon, they can start a fight, egg comes out, you can't break it, we can just walk away. We got literally 3 guys who have some massive movement ability.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely seems like it's going to be all about those like skirmishes that are coming out from Neon Esports. Just maybe like guerrilla warfare kind of tactics. Just poke in, poke out, try and force some abilities. Like as soon as they see, like say, dragon form used, just disengage, wait for it to run out. As soon as you see egg used, disengage. Just try and just keep XERXIA on their toes, war of attrition style. Put those ultimates on cooldown, and then try and take a fight afterwards, and potentially come out ahead. XERXIA, these final bans taking away both the Hoodwink and Keeper of the Light. Interested to see the Keeper ban. Well, I suppose obviously there is a position 4, but I don't know. I feel like there's other position 4s I'd rather take away rather than the Cottle.
It's probably just because the Ember Spirit Cottle is such a great combo. You do the Slide of Fistering Chase, then you get Chakra. You can literally do it like straight away. Like almost no cooldown to it. So that's why XERXIA doesn't want to play against that, and that makes sense. They need a carry right now. Ursa is in the pool, and who else could they consider going for? We might consider going for a Drow Ranger or a Sniper, but these guys can be caught down. Is it gonna be this Ursa? It's gonna be the Anti-Mage. Ooh.
Okay. I suppose, as long as if you get the counter spell off in time, it's going to be difficult for the Primal Beast to actually get the grab onto you.
Yeah.
And then they go for the...
Is it the support? Support Primal Beast. Is this going to be... I think it is going to be support. Yeah, and Ryu's on the Darkseer. Ken's mid fortune. Oh, okay. Primal Beast position 4. And I gotta say, Neon Esports draft, pretty hard to bring down. And you probably can expect the Guardian Greaves, you got Slark, Elusive Ember, Primal Beast plus Treant. So it's not just it's an interesting lineup for sure from Neon Esports. XERXIA a little bit more balanced, right? You got decent control. You got those range supports, good team fight, decent late game scaling. I I feel like Neo's got a very specialized, durable draft. The
Yeah,
lockdown is a bit lacking, right? Like you got searing chains, and then everything else is an ultimate.
yeah,
It's pulverize and overgrowth. So
100%.
free anti-mage game.
Yeah, like you
What do you
said,
think?
they are. It is like a whole draft of they're pretty tanky. Like their front line and they're all durable, as you were saying. So maybe that's what they want to try and do. I mean, obviously, the anti-mage's ultimate obviously likes to go up against big old mana pools to get a massive whack of damage down, but up against this draft, the ability is just going to be more of a stun more than anything else, I feel.
Yeah.
But regardless, like you were saying, there's not much lockdown for him at all. I mean, there's the leash from the Slark, but obviously a Manta Style can get rid of that. There's the Overgrowth, again, Manta Style can get rid of that from the anti-mage. Really easy to avoid the Primal Beast with the counter spell. So, like, yeah, I think it's going to be free anti-mage. He should just be able to do whatever the hell he wants. Just jump around, causing havoc, and eventually build up his farm. Not sure how the rest of the squad's going to fare, though, up against this. I feel like they've got a lot of damage output that could come out here from Neon, and yeah, I think the supports could have a kind of a rough game.
Yeah, I think XERXIA is probably. It feels like another out draft if I'm honest with you, and we'll have to see if Neon can actually they can pull it off or not. Their draft is very interesting. I don't think I've seen something quite like it before. It's also got 5 melee heroes, by the way. That's one thing we also want to point out. 5 melee against a Dark Willow against the Phoenix.
It could be kind of rough.
Interesting.
Oh, hey.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's not really a nice thing in the lane. It normally has an impact in the laning phase more than anything else. So it'll. I think it's just going to depend on how much the Phoenix and Dark Willow can actually use that to their advantage and how much harassment they can chuck out. But as we were saying, majority of the people on the side of Neon are quite durable, so they might be able to just shrug it off and do whatever the hell they want in this lane.
Yeah, but they have percentage damage on the Phoenix. That's one of the nicest things about Phoenix that makes him scale is that no matter what, he's got percentage damage, and that's just fantastic. When you play other heroes, like, oh, are we behind? Good thing we have percentage damage. Are we ahead? Good thing we have percentage damage. It's just always good. Oof, Karma. He is burning.
Hey, it does take a bit of a beat in there. Obviously, always going to be scared of the Iron Shell damage that can end up racking up, especially on a Primal Beast, because then that just allows when he gets the trample, just the amount of rundown damage can be disgusting. And then it's going to quickly burst out the creep wave here and now. And Tsukimo making sure he steps away as well to give as many last hits over towards Enryu as possible. And there was actually one deny that came out from Karma, but this is just going to be their strategy for this lane. Just burst down the creeps as fast as possible and maybe make it difficult for Karma to try and get the CS under the tower, but yeah, he should be fine. He's going to be able to secure them all as much as possible. It's going to be the tower taking the majority of the punishment here.
Well, another interesting thing though about this is the surge into the trample, right? Because then you get the max movement speed. You can get a lot of tramples coming out for you. But I don't know how long Neon's going to be doing this, where they just keep sort of pulling the creep wave. It's interesting, but Karma's already level 2, and I don't know how much more they're going to go. Jaja's saving his skill point, by the way. He is worried that they might go for him. Alright, Karma takes a bit of damage here.
He's trying to stand his ground versus Tsukimo, trading away with the Primal Beast. He's got plenty of tangos to work with, though, there on the Primal. Karma only has the Ring of Health, so I think that trade definitely benefits Neon there, just in terms of general regen. And even Jaja only has 1 spare tango to hand on over.
Mid lane, by the way, is just a farm fest. Ken versus JG. Ember versus the Dragon Knight. I can't kill you, you can't kill me. Would be kind of shocked to see if anyone dies in this lane, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be a nice farm fest here.
Yeah, that it will. I've not actually seen this skin set as well for the Dragon Knight. It does look kind of cool. Yeah, it looks really cool, like the particle effects on the shield and stuff. I like it.
I like it too, actually. It's the Outland Ravager. Yeah, that sounds like a Viking set if I've ever heard of one, right? Like,
Yeah, that it does.
oh, yeah, so Ken, he just goes up, throws a stun, and gets a deny off, but that's the laning phase for him. The other side tries to, JG throws out a searing chase, prevents Ken from getting close to last hit. It's not exactly the most exciting matchup to watch. I don't think at any point I'm gonna be like, oh my god, someone's about to die. It's like, nope, it's
Yeah,
just
like you said, it is just going to be farm fest trading last hits, and that's pretty much going to be it. Nothing super flashy or anything going on down there. Just going to be putting all the focus on towards the top and bottom lanes. And we not really touched on the bottom lane at the moment, but Fortune Soul isn't doing too hot in terms of CS. Only 8-0 now, behind that of Karma. And I'm going to actually jump onto Repeater right now, but it's just to do a little bit of harassment. Shard's unfortunately not getting the collection on the Hated. Could have done a bit more harass damage, but regardless, with the living armor, it's very, very difficult to try and actually bring these people down. Like, Bombi is just permanently trying to harass people, but the living armor is making that extremely difficult.
yeah, I think Dark Willow is not. I mean, her base attack is actually not that bad to start with 55 at level 2, but like I said, the living armor, the Slark himself has a decent amount of armor, and you don't want to trade against him because of the essence shift. So this lane also feels like we might be in for a very slow game, right? All the lanes feel like they're a bit slow. They just want to farm. Definitely mid. Top lane is interesting, but in general, just the oh my god, look at Karma CS. He is really having the time of his life right now. And
Yeah.
this is already a free anti-mage game, and now you're giving him the best start possible. Yikes.
Yeah, it's not really the best way to start for Neon. Obviously, they're trying to get the Darkseers game online as much as possible. Because in a lot of the series that we see with Neon, Enryu has always sort of been the sacrifice. He's never had an amazing game. So maybe that's what they're trying to do right now. Bump him as much as possible. But in that last wave where they were trying to cut the creeps between the Primal and the Darkseer, the Phoenix was able to just deny 2 creeps in front of them because obviously the attack speed slow from the Fire Spirits.
Yep.
One of the creeps he denied as well was the banner creep, which is just increase hurt right there.
The ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, it's tough with the bat flag bear. Like that guy is worth more than 2 creeps just because the aura, the flag bear creep aura is actually worth more. It's 10 gold extra. So, whoopsie, Sugimoto. He's trying to pull them back a little bit here, and training hits. That's the one thing about Phoenix though, is that if you can't hit him, he really feels it, because 1 armor is not much. It really doesn't help you in any way, especially the Primal Beast starting off with 70 base damage.
Yeah, it's always a very difficult hit to try and trade against.
Is an abomination.
Overall, though, look at XERXIA. They are starting off with 1,000 gold advantage. Like,
Yeah.
it's most of it comes from the anti-mage, but Ken is gonna have to be the big equalizer very soon. Once he hits level 6, which he's not far from, he can rotate around the map, try to get kills. Probably on Bombi. Maybe you can get Karma. He doesn't have a whole lot of health, but he can be very difficult to pin down. It's not the easiest game to play Ember.
I think that yeah, like I said, I think that's just what Neon Esports are gonna have to put all their hopes on, because I mean, they're saying, all right, dude, you're up against the Dragon Knight, you're gonna be able to farm, get your items online, but you've got to start doing work and helping out the rest of us, because we are desperately in need of it right now. I mean, we did see Bombi coming in there maybe to try and set up for a potential gank, but does decide to back on out as Hated comes in and starts chucking out those right clicks. It was still Ken now on his level 6, JG still actually a few creeps away. I think there must have just been a few more. Yeah, quite a few denies actually been picked up here from Ken. 11 denies versus just the 6 there of JG, so does just help him get that level 6 a bit earlier. But the 6-minute power rune coming up. Tsukimo and Jar Jar going to contest for the top one. Does actually end up being an arcane rune. Can Jar Jar get himself away from this? And he does get a short range dive off. He's actually out of there, keeping the first one down. And now Tsukimo could end up getting traded off, going for the TP. JG obviously already using the stun, and yeah, very nice read there from Tsukimo.
And lucky for Jaja, he already has the Tranquil Boot, so even though he took a ton of damage, he's actually going to be fine. It's the one who suffers more, it's Tsukimoto. He has to TP all the way back, and he might have to buy another TP scroll. It's on cooldown for a while. So Jaja, it's the one of the nice things about Phoenix. You get Tranquil Boot, so you never have to go back to base. Makes it a lot of fun. Anyway though, Ken, level 6. And here's an issue though. When you rotate as an Ember Spirit against the Dragon Knight, your tower is going to be under a lot of punishment. So It's an issue, and he doesn't have any points in steering chains, so even his rotation is going to be rather limited.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Tsukimoto?
Tsukimoto. He was desperate to try and get the solo kill there on towards Jar Jar, but unfortunately ends up just giving away first blood to the anti-mage. Literally the worst target. Karma jumping forwards actually gets hit from the hoof stop there of the Centaur. A little bit of luck for every. Ooh, the Mana Void does a disgusting amount of damage there. I was saying in the draft that probably not going to see that ultimate do a lot of work, but it just annihilates Enryu, force him to run all the way back to base.
I didn't want to disagree with you because I'm like, we're partners. We have to look like we're in agreement. But I was like, no, Darkseer with the Guardian Greaves. He also went for a Null Talisman, so that's a lot of extra mana. But yeah, he's definitely going to be the only one you want to mana void, right? It's not going to be the tree, and it's not going to be the Ember. Actually, Ember sometimes has a decent amount of mana. We'll see if they go for like if they have the Kaya build, they go for Kaya Sanj. That might be something, but overall, it's almost always going to be the Darkseer.
Yeah. It's going to be public enemy #1 when it comes to that ultimate. And, okay, second Dragon Form usage here from JG. I mean, how much damage? He's not actually managed to do that much damage there with the first usage onto the tier 1 tower. But, I mean, Ken's just making sure he's dragging the creeps away and just, yeah, trying to protect as much as possible. But even still, this is sort of working to Xerxia's favor. Like, as we were saying, Ken wants to try and be making those rotations to get kills. We're talking about kills. Bombi does start up top. But yeah, like, they want Ken to rotate around to make space, but if he's being forced to just defend his tier 1 tower, definitely mitigates his game. Jump forwards, Enryu gets hit from the Mana Void again, and he is down. Another kill gets picked up there for Karma. Yeah, this guy is really starting to build a lead right now. He's 1,000 gold ahead of his counterpart of Fortune Soul. This is a sort of dream start for an anti-mage.
Yeah, he has the Ring of Health, has the Ring of regeneration.
Ken as well. Is he
He's
going to
very
dive to the
close.
dot? Ooh, if he was like a couple of milliseconds later on that TP, the dot damage from the Dragon Form actually killed him there. Very, very close.
And yeah, that's why he's got more points than the Flame Guard as well, just to dodge a little bit of that magic damage. And so I'm seeing Fortune Soul's HP go down, but he's got the ultimate, so he should be fine. Looks like Rita used his combo, wasn't able to get. Bot lane has just been like nothing's happening, just bot lane, just Fortune Soul's farming, Repeater's farming, and that's it. Top lane though, Tsukimoto, lucky feet. Oh,
yeah, does manage to dodge out the Bramble there, but in comes Ken. Gonna be able to get a retaliation kill on towards the Phoenix, but yeah, as long as if they're keeping Karma safe, they're fine with that. And then we've got to be careful because I mean this. They could still end up getting brought down right now. Obviously, only level 5 for Enryu, level 4 for Tsukimoto. And Karma only like a couple of creeps away from hitting his level 8, so very, very scary hero to go up against at this stage. Actually, gonna try and turn on towards the Dark Wheeler right now, doing as much AoE damage as possible. Gets hit! The Centaur lands the 2-man hoof stop onto him. Karma just running around, wants to get on top of Enryu, wants to burn a little bit more mana first. Will bring him down. Ken, though, they're able to get the retaliation kill on towards the support, but regardless, another kill for Karma, and he's hunting for Tsukimoto right now. Going for the TP, one more right click, and he gets the double in the mid lane as well. Hated, nearly gets brought down. Jar Jar actually chasing after, really wants to take down the old tree man, but not quite going to find him.
yeah, misses the fire spirits. By the way, this funneling all the gold into Karma, it's been the right play. Like, it's 100% what you want to do, but the supports are pretty low level on Xerxia's side. Phoenix only level 4, and not like halfway. He's like just turned level 4. And mid lane, the tower does get denied. So, okay. He's gonna lose his life. Too bad for Neon, right? The enemy support loses his life. You deny your own tower, which, I mean, you'd rather keep it alive, of course, but at least the enemy doesn't get it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you can see, even with the level 3 living armor on the tower, the acid dot damage from the Dragon Form was actually still beating HP regen, which is why they had to go for that deny, unfortunately for them. But hey, despite the fact it does get denied, that still opens up the map there for XERXIA, more space to work with to help further this lead. And even though the score is 4 for 4, solid 3k advantage right now for XERXIA. And yeah, the lead that Karma has over the top of Fortune Soul just keeps on getting bigger.
And you gotta wonder, like, at what point does it get better for Neon, right? I mean, maybe if you can have this amazing vacuum into Overgrowth with the Primal Beast on top, that's kind of good. But you have to get Dream Vacuum and Overgrowth. It's not easy to play the Neon draft for sure, especially against a team that's very elusive. Oh, they want to go for more kills here.
Let's see if they're able to find anyone. Lucio gets dropped, but not
Magic is
connecting
an
onto
abomination.
anybody.
Magic is an abomination.
That's yeah, that's gonna feel rough there for Neon. Obviously, you know, it's early days. Illusory Wall, it's not the wall replica. Sorry, it's not really the highest priority skill to just drop there, but even still, can be kind of annoying to just completely whiff that ability.
And one thing about it though is that if you can get it to land on the anti-mage, you do get that mana burn illusion. That helps you out quite a bit, right? We used to see one of the counters to the anti-mage was the Shadow Demon. You disrupt him, and then he comes back. There's 2 illusions with mana burn, and he just loses all his mana. We even saw some carries decide not to level up mana burn just because when they go up against the Shadow Demon, they're like, yeah, there's no point. We'll just max out our other 2 abilities and leave it at no level, not even level 1.
Yeah, that does feel kind of rough, but sometimes needs must. Yeah, JG made a nice rotation towards the bot, takes down another tier 1 tower, just further gaining access to the enemy side of the map. And there's actually 4 members of Neon up towards the top here. They want to try and apply a bit of pressure on towards Karma at least, but the anti-mage, he's just out. He's just going jungle, why not? Obviously already got the Battle Fury up at 13 minutes in, along with a lot of other equipment as well. He's feeling very, very happy in this game.
And he's got 2 bounty runes right next to him as well if he's going to take him. Oh, he doesn't take... He sees them. He's like, all right, gotta help my team. I should pick them up. And check it out. It's not only that they've got stacks as well. Josh is actually taking the stack himself. He's like, you know what? I need levels, and I'm not going to share this stack. He has a triple stack of those big creeps, and he just wants it for himself. I can't blame the guy,
Yeah.
Phoenix...
I mean, he's only just into his level 5 at 13.5 minutes in. Like, if there's ever a time a support should take a stack, it is going to be them. But he doesn't even stick around to kill it all. Karma's like, what the hell do you think you're doing? Get away from my creeps. And then the poor old Phoenix has to go, alright, okay.
He's like, did I hear the gold sound from your computer? No. That is just, the cha-ching is only from my computers allowed. But Fortune Soul's also been farming very well. Not as well as Karma, obviously, but at least the very best of his team. He's going to go straight for the Agams. Oh, is he going to be in trouble?
Caught by the initial stun into the pop. Can they control him enough? First damage. Ooh, Fortune Soul. I think he got out with about 10 HP there. That was extremely close to getting a free kill onto the Slark.
If they used the Dragon form on Dragon Knight, they would have gotten it, right? The corrosive damage over time would have been enough, but even so, you scare off the Slark. He goes all the way back to base. He doesn't have his ultimate available, so it's still a good move. It's not everything has to be a kill for it to be good.
Yep.
And I think XERXIA are very aware of that.
That is very true. And we do see a little 2-man smoke here. Tsukimo and Ken head down towards their own jungle area. They will spot out Karma, but it doesn't matter. Their smoke got broken by Rapido, who is now going to get gone on himself. And it looks like the Tusk might just be the sacrifice let him fall. Unfortunately, it's not even any creeps for him to snowball down to. He's down. He's trying to get all shards, push him down a little bit more, but I think it might just be a tactic of wasting as much time as possible. And even Ken managed to get in the final hit there. I think they wanted to maybe give that kill over towards Fortune Soul, but Ken was like, nah, I'm taking it.
He gets the one agility. He should be happy with that, right? It's like, listen, you want the kill and the agility, you can only pick one. Well, actually, you can usually get 2 if you get the kill, but it's fine. That's a good kill for Neon, but it's still a 5,000 gold advantage for XERXIA. It's 80% win rate according to the AI, and I agree with that. I'm just not seeing how, as the game goes on, they're going to be dealing with anti-mage. Maybe the basher. Oh, top lane Enryu. He doesn't need the basher.
No, he does get caught. Surge getting him away. And yeah, with the 6 DPs coming in from 2 supports, they will sort of force Surge to disengage. Actually, no, vacuum back. They want to get aggressive themselves. Bombi able to dodge out the onslaught there, and just TPs away in front of him. Nicely played.
Fancy feat, keeping him alive.
It is. Now they're actually all deciding to head on down towards the mid lane. Obviously, see the anti-mage there. But I don't know, it sort of feels like Neon are just chasing after shadows right now. They can't really make a decent move themselves. I say that, and they are actually now going to go on towards Rapido, but it is the Tusk who's relatively farmed. Going to try and walk himself out of there. Tsukimo jumping forwards there, but JG is going to be in with the stun into the face of the Primal Beast, and he will get brought down, punished hard. Jump forwards there from Ken to try and get to Rapido, but the heals from the Sunray, keeping Rapido nice and safe. Ken? Hit by the Terrorize. Egg also there, but unfortunately the Fear actually pushes him through the gap of the Bramble, so Ken's going to be able to get himself away. Really nice bit of luck there. Rapido now getting stuck with the jump force from JG, dropping down the fire spit and everything. Fortune Soul trapped inside the Brambles, has to just try and run himself away. There's so much dot damage from afar. Fortune Soul gets healed up there, Embryo with the Guardian Greaves, saving his carry. Oh, even still, like, Neon, they're bringing the numbers. Can't quite find the kill. They're never done yet. Ken jumping in. Snowball for Rapido, just making the space, another vacuum back, but they just can't bring down the Tusk. They're trying their best, another use of the Sunray, but eventually he will get brought low. They find the kill. Fortune Soul now also getting involved to get the grab onto us, Bombi. So all about persistence there from Neon. You know, it took a long time, but at last they get 2 kills and might even be able to take down the tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah, I mean, level 1 Sunray is not much of a heal, you know? It goes all the way up to, what? 2% at max, like with max chance, it's not a big heal. And oh dear, we might be losing our friend here on the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, he was,
well, we have.
I'm not sure what I guess he just he didn't know that there was obviously an observer ward up on that high ground that spotted him out, and yeah, just sort of gets caught unawares, but immediately there is a smoke. It looked like Neon wanted to try and go and catch the anti-mage, but it is just an extremely slippery customer, not going to be easy to get on top of him whatsoever. Moving up top.
Lane.
Oh yeah. Fortune Soul wanted to try and get the old Phoenix, but a nicely timed TP will get him away. Meanwhile, though, Karma just poking and prodding on towards Ken. The roots will land. Can they burn away enough of his mana? He doesn't actually have enough now to get the leap away, even if he did have the charges, and it looks like Ken will get brought low as a result. Terrorize comes out, lands onto Emery, who's going to force the Darkseer away, and it will just allow Tsukumo to get brought down. Left of his Device actually turn around, they get the grab on towards the anti-mage, and they bring Karma down. That is a fantastic target, even going to take down the other 2 members of Surge who are in the area. And Rapido's pulling himself away. The Roots are actually holding them all back. How are they escaping from this? I'm not sure if Bombi can. The Iron Shells there on Tsukimoto are going to be able to find the kill. Rapido's still pretty healthy, and Fortune Soul wants to keep trying pursuing right now, but can't quite find the grab. Oh, actually, he blocked himself in with his own shards. Turning around, Fortune Soul going to carry on charging forwards. Nice dodge of the leap there. Gets another connection. But even still, Rapido has to just try and run himself away. Onslaught, though, coming through from Tsukimo, finds Jar Jar hiding in the trees. And it's another death there from Xerxia. So nice signs of life from Neon.
Yeah, insane what's happening, right? Like, we just saw Fortune Soul, he was like 4,000 gold behind Karma, he just goes down to less than 3,000. And these long fights are really favoring Neon, you know, with the living armor, keeping them healed up. And, oh, Karma, though, might be willing to jump in. It's scary to blink, though. If you blink in and you lose your life, you can, sorry, you can't be very risky. He's going to go for it. Get Tsukimoto.
Bring him down. Fortune Soul was also there, able to bring down Bombi in response to change their target. Out comes the Manvoid. There's a lot of damage. Andrew can't quite find the kill. Vacuum in towards the wall of replicas. The illusion's going to be start doing some work, and JG just no way to escape from himself. And just so much damage actually coming out from Neon at this stage. Find 3 kills. All they lose is their support Primal Beast. And Fortune Soul is just playing so aggressive right now, just constantly running at people. And not even done yet. Heading down towards the bot where they knew Karma was heading, but he does actually get the read and decides to run away.
Remember when we talked about the fact that Neon is very durable? And they're showing it, right? Like, they're taking these fights. As XERXIA, they have to spend a lot of effort bringing them down, and you might use everything you have to bring down a Primal Beast, or you do everything you can just to bring down an Ember Spirit. Then you have nothing left in the tank. I mean, our Phoenix is only level 7 at this point of the game. He only has 1 point in the Sunray. He got a kill on Hated, but that's fine. I mean, Hated's level 10. Primal Beast is also level 10. So the supports, they're no joke to bring down on Neon's side.
Yeah. Yeah, doing pretty damn well. That's where Jar Jar's only 8 and the Dark Willow there on Bombi's still only 9. I mean, he's close to his own 10, but yeah, definitely some good levels being found there on the side of Neon. And speaking of them, going for this 4-man smoke, going to start heading straight towards the Dire jungle. Actually, changing target over towards JG. Oh, the nice blink dagger out, avoiding danger there. And still, the smoke is on the line with the scan connection. It's going to be the cue for Karma to just blink on out and just evade danger.
I wonder if we'll see Darkseer go for the Blink Dagger and the Aghanim Scepter. I love that, the normal punch build. Oh, top lane. Oh, Jaja. He is not having a good game at all. How many I mean, he's only 0-3, but it does feel like he's been playing ultra sacrificial.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's nice for Fortune Soul, though. His score's doing nice, 4-0 and 5 on himself. He's got 9 points, or 9 bits of permanent agi already stacked up. He's, yeah, definitely doing good. I mean, his laning phase was kind of a draw. Like, it was just him and Rapido trading farm, but it definitely feels like this aggressive style of play from Neon is working out. It's just going in again. He's got the grab onto JG. In comes the Terrorize. It's going to allow a bit of space there for the Dragon Knight, but the connection from Tsukino trapping him off. Soul still diving forwards. Do they have any further lockdown to bring down this Dragon Knight? The key is yes, they got the lasso, traps him in place. He is dead. And Karma, he oversteps and just gets eviscerated in seconds. Oh my lord, man. This anti-mage, despite the fact that he's so farmed, he is still really, really squishy.
It does feel like anti-mage, so if you're expected to get gold, right? So it's a bit like Alchemist, where your gold needs to be, it's a little inflated. That's just how it is. Whereas Slark, he's just doing so much. He's got all he has an Aghanim Scepter and an Echo Saber, but that's all he needs to just get these kills one by one. He's got great backup coming out from Ken as well. And when that fight started, very unfortunately for XERXIA, Judge had already TP top, so he had no way of showing up. We haven't even seen, I don't think we've seen one egg. We saw one egg in the mid near the tier 1 of the Dire side, but it's definitely not like XERXIA's like, oh yeah, we're taking these objectives, always throwing out the eggs. Most of the time, it just feels like they're being hunted by Neon.
It's true. I think that Neon just understand the matchup. Like, they know that there is zero chance a Slark can outfarm an anti-mage. So their response to that is just look for kills. Just constantly run at XERXIA, try and pressure them as much as possible, and it is working out beautifully so far. They've brought the win probability down to nearly a 50-50 chance right now. So they're doing a fantastic job at just constantly harassing out XERXIA, making them feel like, you know, they're not as safe as they were thinking before. And yeah, now just forcing them out of their own jungle. Maybe want to try and like find a kill and go for Roche.
And you gotta be worried, by the way, because if Fortune Soul farms up and he gets a Bastion or Abyssal Blade, then Karma's gonna struggle. He's already died twice in these fights. I know he's 6-2. That sounds great, but the moment he's out of position, he gets destroyed, or as my friend would say, eviscerated. You know.
I mean, well, they're actually going for a 4-man smoke right now. See what they find. They got the connection straight away on towards the Slark, but it doesn't matter. The jump force over Tsukino plows through 3 people, making space. Maybe that's enough to keep their Fortune Soul alive, but it is not. He will still fall. Egg gets dropped, and looks like Tsukimo is going to be the second casualty there for Neon. So nice little quick play there from XERXIA, keeping Neon on their toes and finding that very, very high priority off the Slark.
Will they consider going for Roshan here? They do have the tag team. And of course, Phoenix is really good against Roshan as well, just because of the fire spirits slowing out the attacks. But they just say, yeah, let's go for it. You know, giving it to Karma, make sure he's unkillable, and suddenly if he's a little bit out of position, it's no big deal. And he went for the Aghanim Scepter build on the anti-mage. That's very nice for... Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you about that, whether if like what the real thinking behind it was, but actually we don't get a chance to talk about it. As Enryu, it was trying to desperately get into the Roche pit to stop it, ends up getting caught. Even Ken now getting plowed into. All his mana just gets burned away so quickly. And I guess that is the power of this Axe pickup. All that extra illusion with the mana burn, that's what allowed him to get that kill. So that sort of answers our question about how good this pickup is.
I mean, this is something we've seen before, right? When we see an anti-mage, you throw an illusion, it dies. He throws an illusion, he dies. By the time he throws the 3rd blink fragment, the enemy has no mana at all. And Tsukimo is thinking of contesting, but the only thing he's going to be contesting is his allies for a spot in the grave right now.
Yeah, I guess it sort of needs to be done. Like it feels like XERXIA is starting to build up a lot of momentum now. If he could have stolen that Axe away, or the Aegis, sorry, not the Axe, and yeah, that would have been pretty damn nice for the team, but unfortunately, just ends up being another death. But still now, Aegis into the hands of Karma. This guy's starting to build his farm back up. Another 4,000 gold ahead of Fortune Soul. And what's he building into next? He's got BKB and Abyssal Blade queued up. Which one? I guess he's just going to complete the BKB first.
It looks like it, right? That's what you want to go for if you're Karma. If you're ahead, you want to go defensive items most of the time, because you know the dying is not worth it. You're ahead, so you have enough damage to kill them. Whereas if you're behind, you want to go for offensive items, because you want to make sure you get that pick off fast, you get a couple of kills, and suddenly you can turn the game around. So Karma, I like what he's doing, going for the BKB first. And oh, Ken's here.
Just poking onto Bombi. Even still, they don't want to quite overcommit on towards the Willow. Nice little bramble placement, trying to go for the TP out. Overgrowth and Wall of Replica gets dropped. Guys, you've got to remember, this is a support Dark Willow. I don't think... I can understand the Overgrowth drop, but the Wall of Replica? I don't know about that one.
Right, it's like, what's going to happen even if we get the replicate? Isn't it like 100 damage if you walk into it? It's... wait, does it even do damage?
I thought it did.
I don't do as well. I'm not saying that... Yeah, I'm not quite sure at all. Like, because I was thinking, okay, maybe it's the 100 damage makes a difference or something, but it doesn't even do damage.
Maybe for like the slow delays the TP, you know, like the move changes it from like a 3-second cast to a 5-second cast. I don't know. It seems like a very bizarre use of the spell, but regardless, you know, they got a free kill, but Irresponse Serja able to take down the tier 2, and now actually TPing up towards the top, so they want to defend their own tower right now. Actually, just the presence of the Dragon Knight is enough to force Neon away.
I'm still wondering why he threw it the wall, but even so, Dragon Knight, he's got the BKB fresh, nice, just recently bought. Good luck kind of killing him out, and oh, Tsukimo is losing his life. And it does feel like Neon, sometimes you look at one of them and they're just way out in the map with no one around helping them, and you think, that was an interesting pick. That was an interesting move, sorry.
Yeah, I guess he just really wanted to cut that creep wave, but ends up just cutting his life short instead. He was still...
Yeah, I mean, after you said cut, I was like, I want to say that, and he ends up cutting himself, but you went with, oh man, you got it.
It's like we're too linked, man. We're like always going for the same stuff. That's how good we are.
Check out Phoenix though. He's got the Holy Locket and he's got the maxed out Sunray, so that is going to be some very impressive healing coming out. He skips level 10 talent. Sometimes I'm generally a fan of the Icarus dive slow. It just gives you a lot, but you can also level up the skill itself because it just gets better. You know, lower cooldown, more range, more damage, more slow, just perfect. Oh wow!
Do you see a jump straight on towards Karma, but he has the Aegis. Will Replica drags.
That's
a land onto 3. That is pretty damn nice usage. Egg off to the side as well. Might be able to make a bit of space here for Xerxia.
Good egg.
Not really tried. Overgrip coming on out as well. Lands there from Hatred, locking quite a lot of people in place, but still Enry was actually the first casualty right now. Xerxia just can't bring a single... Neil, sorry, can't bring anyone from Xerxia down. Looks like they will manage to get the grab on towards the Phoenix, but he's already used the X, so it doesn't matter too much. And Xerxia thinking about still trying to pressure him for more. We'll find Tsukimo burning away all of the Primal Spirit's mana right now. Jump forwards again, Ken. Lincoln Sphere avoiding the stun. Going to be able to keep himself running away. Even avoids the Guilty Crown. So out of all of that, it is 2 people that ends up dropping off laner for a position 5 support.
Yeah, but they also got the Aegis off. That is the bigger deal, right? Like proving to us that Karma can still be killed. Obviously, didn't use the BKB on the first life, so it's not quite that. But you know, they're saying, hey, this game is not over yet, and they don't come out ahead of that fight. But just getting their Aegis out of the hands of Karma means that Xerxia aren't going to be able to play as aggressive as they could for the entire Aegis duration. You know, you're hoping you get 5 minutes of whatever you want to do. They're not going to get that benefit.
Yeah, it's very, very true. It's all about just removing that time and giving them more time, like space to work with themselves. I mean, they also do keep their tier 2 alive, which the old living armor will heal back up. Beautiful power of the True Protector. Meanwhile, looks like Ken was just poking onto both Rapido and Bombi, but has to just disengage. Rapido chasing forwards there with the old Ogre Club.
Karma's on. I think Karma's on the way. Is he gonna go for it? And nah, he's just freeze farm. He's an anti-mage, right? Like anti-mage is a different beast of a carry than most of it. He's like, I will just farm. Whatever is happening, farming is the right option if you're anti-mage.
Yeah, it's like, you know, they always think about it. It's like, right, so a hero, they're probably worth about same gold value of 8 to 10 creeps. Can I kill more than 8 to 10 creeps in the time that it takes me to kill that hero? Probably. I'm gonna go kill creeps, and that's all they think about.
Or even just reaching him, right? Like he's all the way over there. I gotta blink and walk? Really? Do I want to go that far? Nah, it's a lot of work for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would take those easy peasy kills, but talking about easy peasy kills, Enryu just gets jumped on right now. There's a lot of burst damage, but the heals are keeping him nice and sustained. Terrorize going to land onto a couple, but Tsukimo with his BKB holding back the Dragon Knight, but still the Dark Seer is dead. Egg will pop, gets the connection on towards the Primal. His BKB has now ran out, and so has his time on this earth. Double kill for Jar Jar of all people. The Phoenix getting the kill credit. And now, 3 versus 5, no buybacks available. This could be a pretty nice time for XERXIA to take down the first tier 3 of the game. Glyph will delay this.
We're seeing the X come out, and we're seeing Neon having no answer to it. It's 5 melee heroes, and 4 of them are, I would say, pretty terrible at hitting the egg. Slark can do it, but then you really want to use your Slark to go next to the egg. The damage you're going to be taking is unavoidable, right? The egg damage as well as the sun ray. And oh, Sportual jumps in. He's like, nope, nope, too hot, too hot.
Yeah, just trying to distract them away from the tier 3, but again, sort of just like Game 1, they don't have a lot of building damage. Like, it's just really the Dragonite, I guess. Anti-Mage ain't too bad, but still not the best hero in the world. So as a result, even though there was 2 people dead for like over 30 seconds, all they were able to find for that is actually the tower and force to disengage.
Now the question is, can they get anything from Neon's side? Because you're looking at the enemy, and they have the egg is down, the dragon form is down. You have an option, you have some possibilities here. Can they find one? I don't think they have any vision around the map. They might just walk in next to the cliff. Yep, they're revealed, and XERXIA knows exactly what's happening. Fortune Soul also reveals himself, so that's a punch.
Hit by the punch first. Terrorize will land. Fortune Soul, though, was actually able to get his ulm off in time, so not going to get locked down this time. Sukubo, again with the BKB, heading straight on top of the Phoenix, trying to lock down Jar Jar. No dive, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't have much damage. Follow-up. Talking about damage, Ken is into the backlines, finally able to bring them down. JG's BKB is about to run out himself, so he's got to be careful. And it looks like Neon will just pursue after the old DK, bring down the Dragon Man, and he is gone. XERXIA, though, well, at least Karma was trying to go into the backlines himself, but even still, 3 versus 5 actually jumps on in, finds Ryu. Darkseid completely separated from this team, ends up being a free kill. The Dark Willow as well, maybe get locked in position. The overgrowth coming up from Haid, locking down onto the Dark Willow herself. Dual Scepter just to try and delay and keep him back as much as possible. We'll finally bring it down, but in comes Karma. Going to be able to get a retaliation kill at the very least here onto Tsukimoto. I mean, it's
gonna take a while.
Yeah, the bonus.
It's gonna take a real while.
He's just walking his own way. Okay, he's finally brought low.
Is an abomination.
So a pretty even-ish fight, I guess. I mean, 3 for 2, but considering the fact that Neon were behind by a fair chunk of gold, it does end up, falling into their favor. About 1,400 gold advantage, 2,500 experience. So not the biggest win in the world, but it is something.
Double down on
You take what you can get, right? It's like this is a victory, and it's definitely an earned victory here for Neon. And I gotta commend them. They have some rather large marbles going for that, because when they walk in, you expect that cliff to have a ward on it. There's smoke breaks, so and one guy walks in, and I'm not sure who it was, but I think it was Hated. Then Fortunes was like, no, we're going, and they managed to kill Jaja with 12 seconds left on his egg. They managed to just take that fight. So Neon, they're playing really bravely. It's I don't know if you want to call it reckless or not, but they were very confident in that move, and they got rewarded for it. Unfortunately, they couldn't get as much out of this as they wanted to. They won the fight, then XERXIA just goes and get Roshan. You're thinking, well, what was the benefit for us after all that?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast, how it ends up working out. But might be able to find Calm right now. Jump force of Fortune Soul. The leap actually does land. Charge force from Tsukimoto as well. They're going to be able to get the lockdown. Should be the first life of the anti-mage. There's a vacuum securing the kill. The rest of XERXIA are now sort of coming over to try and help him out as much as he possibly can. But the BKB activated. The overgrowth. It gets through after the BKB is there. Can he survive? He cannot. The anti-mage down. 95 seconds into the grave. Even going to be able to get the grab here, potentially onto JG as well. Has to pop his own BKB to run off. Bombi throwing in the old Bramble Maze from afar, trying to make the space for Fortune Soul. Just charging into the unknown areas. See who he can find. Plenty of chase though from Neon Esports to keep track of everyone here on XERXIA. They got the grab onto the Dark Willow. And Bombi is dead as well. So 2 very nice kills there from Neon Esports. Should be able to find this tower as well. Do you think they might try and go high ground as well, or just back on out?
I think if we want to try and force a buyback, I mean, JG goes out to push the mid lane. Ken, pushes the mid lane, so he's going to be able to join his team. But if you are Fortune Soul, you got 43 Essence Shift stacks on you. Sorry, 43. Yeah, Essence Shift stack. I was like, oh wait, that's all. Yeah, I have 172 extra agility. You want to go. You want to go and hit the tower. He is taking a bit of damage here, but that's still half a minute without Karma.
Yeah, that was very, very big. I think the anti-mage thought he was a bit stronger than he actually was, but if you have full 5 members of the enemy team on top of you, they're gonna be able to control you no matter how strong you are. And yeah, that was exactly what Neon needed to help try and balance this game out again. Another tier 2 drops, thinking about going for more as Bombi, you know, he's positioned himself quite aggressively right now outside the enemy base. Tsukimo thinking about charging through. The vacuum will get the grab. Dark below, dead for sure. Can they get anybody else right now? JG hasn't got speaking. Oh, Tsukimo, he actually cancels his ultimate. A little bit of a misclick there. I mean, I've done that before in the past as well. It is relatively easily done. It's quite annoying when it does happen, mind you, but the anti-mage is now back up. And Neon Esports still not really feeling like they have to disengage. A lot of BKBs obviously used. Fortune Soul jumping in quite aggressively. He has to use his own BKB right now. But a lot of his mana was just drained away. JG jumping in, gets the stun onto Tsukimo. The wall is there, but they can't get their own illusion on the go. But Fortune Soul getting locked down from Karma. They're in a 1v1 situation. Is there any help with the rest of the team to keep Slug alive? There is not. Tsukimo also going to fall. Enryu going to be the 3rd casualty there for Neon. So, I think they just overstayed their welcome there, thinking, you know, get a little bit too overzealous and get punished very hard.
And very unfortunately, Fortune Soul is the one without buyback. That's the only guy who can deal with Karma. Yeah, buybacks and everyone else, but it's taken longer than I thought for XERXIA to take advantage of this game with the anti-mage, but it's happening, and now they're going to go high ground. And Living Armor comes out. It's adorable. You know, that he's trying to heal this Rax, but it's going to fall, and there's no tier 2 bottom either, so you can just get 2 sets if you want to, and say, hey, Fortune Soul, you want to lose buildings or you want to use buybacks? Unfortunately, he does not have buyback.
Does not. They will use the glyph to try and delay this, but delay is all they can do. Obviously, not even bothering to finish up the range barracks. You don't need to. Let the creeps do that. Take down the more high priority targets. And still no 20 seconds with no Slark left. Should be plenty of time to take down this next building. Probably just back on out. Looks like maybe JG's thinking about trying to take down the range barracks as well, but no, he will change his mind, just disengage. There's no reason to potentially throw the whole game away just for one range barracks.
Oh, by the way, if you are sometimes like clicking pulverize and moving away, because I do that with Shadow Shaman. You know, when you do the shackle, and then you cancel, and they just like on the tip just comes out, and you're like, ah shit, I wasted it. Or black hole. You can always do the there's a setting that makes it forced. You have to like press stop to cancel channeling. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, Tsukimoto.
Very nice. So, stand his ground this time. BKB activated, but it's already down to 6-second cooldown, so not going to last very long. It's still going to be offering to disengage. 4-man overgrowth does land out there from Hated, but all it is just to make space for people to disengage. And Ken into the backlines, hitting onto Rapido. Just 2 people making space of either squad. Ken jumping away.
Oh,
going to be able to get the kill onto Jar Jar. Does find him. Ken even potentially going to bring down the Tusk as well, doing tons of work here for this Ember Spirit. The rest of the team catching up, going to be able to find the kill on Torpedo. Actually does get the Blink Dagger off to the side. And he's going to be able to slip himself away. No, I say that, and he does get caught. Okay, eventually the Tusk also going to fall. So again, signs of life there from Neon Esports, finding 2, not losing anybody in return.
Yeah, but how many times have we been in this situation, right? XERXIA extends a little bit, but Neon, unfortunately, they're not able to capitalize. The fights are either too close to their side of the map, or they just do not have the tower damage. Because you look at them, they don't have tower damage. And you go high ground, Phoenix, Dark Willow, Dragon Knight with the Fireball. These are not easy like abilities for you to go up against and push. Oh, Fortune Soul. No mana.
It's a danger. Even still will force Karma to disengage. Just with the help. I think if Ken and Hated weren't there, then it could have been a very, very awful situation there for Fortune Soul. But he's able to all disengage. Obviously, the Living Armor still being very, very helpful. Mitigating a large portion of the damage that the anti-mage can actually do. Still, 8,000 gold lead for XERXIA, sitting on about 88% win probability as well. So yeah, they've had, since literally minute 0, they've always had the favourable outcome on this win probability. It has dipped a few times back up towards Neon, but nothing really too substantial. What do you think?
Yeah, never.
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say it never even went in favor of Neon, right? Like ever since minute. I mean, I don't even know what it doesn't show you the minutes, but it's around the 0 minutes mark. It's automatically went for XERXIA's favor. And I guess you were gonna ask what I think Neon could do to win.
Yep.
Well, firstly you have to draft better, and unfortunately that's something you can't do now.
Yeah, it's a bit too late for that.
It's kind of scary. It all depends on Fortune Soul to somehow get a massive amount of stacks. If they gotta get rid of Karma, so Fortune Soul has mana to play around, but that's easier said than done. Overgrowth is useless because the guy's got 2 ways of dispelling it. It's just there's so many issues for Neon. You can't split push that easily as well, although it's not that bad. And oh, look at that. Fortune Soul loses a bit of his mana, and that's just going to be what Karma is going to do constantly.
Yeah, just send in the illusions, just to even take down a range back. Does it survive long enough? Ooh, 1 more hit was all it needed, and that would have been another building down. But regardless, they're going to change their focus up towards the tier 2 top. And now that is the entire base of Neon open for sieging, and even the possibility of megas. But I think the game might just end before we get to see megas. I'm not too sure.
Nah, XERXIA will want to break their spirits, and they'll say they will get the mega, give them a chance to come back. I see an impressive comeback by Alliance the other day where they were able to, they got mega and they still managed to win. So not completely out of hope. Oh, Ken?
Okay, you get the initial stun on towards the Ember Spirit. Pull up as well from Rapido, but still not quite enough to bring down the Ember Spirit. Now the Tuck's into real danger. Gonna get caught himself. Locked in place there from Pulverize. Out comes the Egg Those. Could land onto quite a few as well as the Replica Wall. Tons of ultimates landing pretty successfully. Although the stun hits from Shada through the Egg, locking Fortune Soul, which probably saved Bombi's life. So just a trade. Karma also into the base, having a little 1v1 matchup versus Fortune Soul, jumping in. Nice overgrowth, lands up here, but it doesn't matter. The Slark's taking a heck of a beat, but he's still actually able to out-damage the anti-mage, taking down 2. All that's left is the Phoenix, who TP'd away. What a fantastic fight there from Neon.
They still have buybacks on 3 of their 4 dead heroes, but Neon, this is go time. If they want, they could consider waiting for Roshan. Unfortunately, because you don't know the Roshan timer, they don't know that's only going to be up in 30 seconds. Neon getting buybacks is the safe play, and there's a double damage rune on the Slark. So if he reaches those buildings and no one's there to stop him, he could definitely get like at least maybe 2 sets of racks.
Yeah, he's still got plenty of essence shifts from that last engagement to work with. So yeah, these buildings will drop quite quickly. The Glyph just going to try and delay this, but just the heals coming out from like the Guardian Greaves and whatnot keeps the creep wave alive. Now, that's a full set of barracks. Do you think they're going to go for the top? I mean, they definitely can.
Yes. One thing Neon could have considered is going for the tier 4 and trying to end the game, but that's always risky, because if you go for it and without getting the Raxus, you might just lose the fight and get nothing out of it. So they go for the safer, and I honestly think the better play. They get the Raxus and they walk out. Yes, you don't force the buybacks from the enemy side, but map control suddenly swings heavily towards the balanced state. Not in your favor, but it's definitely balanced now.
Yeah, 100%. That is exactly what they need to bring this game around. Let's see what happens. The win probably is actually into their favor for the first time in this 44-minute long game. Currently at 54% for them. And Roshan's just respawned. If they could get this on top of everything else, it's going to be massive to actually put them in the lead.
Look at the graph. Do you see how it shoots up? It went from 11,000 in favor of XERXIA to 6,000 in favor of Neon. It's crazy. And now they're going to go for Roche. Can we get it in time?
It's just like the amount of experience they gained as well from that fight is the biggest part. Huge. Oh, Aegis on the floor? Yeah, you probably got it.
He's got Refresher Shard, he's got the Aegis. This Slark is going to be a giant threat for them in the next fight. XERXIA, are you worried? How's the buyback status for the team? It looks like they have buyback on, well, most of their heroes at least.
Yeah. So he just needs a little bit of
actually,
for Karma. Oh, Karma, if he gets caught right now without that buyback gold available, this could be absolutely terrible for them. He's going to get hit from the Cypher Vice, locked in place. The follow-up damage is coming on in with the vacuum, but still the heals come out there for Rapido, bring him to safety. Karma's going to try and get himself out. Ken keep in chase, but regardless, the anti-mage is away. There's still, though, Neon are not going to allow XERXIA to get away with this. The egg has been dropped, and without any actual hitters, Neon are just sort of forced into disengage right now. Fortune Soul still charging in. They've got the lockdown on towards JG, but there is going to be the snowball, making space, getting them away, get the connection on towards Ken on top of everything else, but still, it looks like the Dragon Knight will fall. Jar Jar's gone. It's still Neon coming out ahead of this fight. They might be able to get the first life on Fortune Soul, but it's just not happening. 3 kills. They don't lose anyone. Still got Aegis. They still have the cheese as well. And this could just be the beginning of the end here for XERXIA.
Buyback is available on Bombi, but what is he really going to give you? And oh lord, they lose Rapido as well. And Rapido, does he have buyback? He does. Thankfully for XERXIA here and Neon, they are not gonna go quietly into the night. That's for sure.
They're going to try their best to keep hold of this game. Anti-Mage just about got enough gold for his own buyback, and he's got to just sort of throw his body in there. I mean, do you think they're worried about getting Megads?
They're gonna get Megads, I think that's definitely happening. And oh dear,
They found another jump there on towards the Anti-Mage. Who's going to be Snowball saved this time around? Tsukimo on top of the Dark Willow will be brought low. There is a couple of heals raining on in. It's going to keep her alive for now. Fortune Soul completely out of mana, but Karma is out of life. Does have the buyback, and he's going to be forced to use it. They just
no
GG.
GG's.
They don't even buyback onto the Anti-Mage. What?
He had it. That's why. Well, I mean, that is interesting that Karma just decided. That was crazy. I gotta say, that was crazy. Okay.
Oh, I feel like that was kind of tilt because he GG's and immediately disconnects as well. I do not think he's happy at all.
And it's kind of weird because the only reason they were kind of in that spot is because XERXIA, like when he got caught, when Karma was caught in the bottom lane without buyback, they all threw their body to keep him alive, right? We saw that they all tried to jump in to keep him alive. He gets the BKB off, he blinks out, and I was like, okay, lose one or two, but he has buyback. They're gonna have a chance to make it this last stand, but he dies and he just calls it. I gotta say that's not the best look for XERXIA, but Neon, they're very happy with that. They get the 1 point required to keep their hopes alive, and all they have to do is hope for eHome to lose every game. But that was. I know, right? Like, we can't say it.
But
we can't say it.
The possibility is there for them. There is a glimmer of hope to keep themselves in it. But I mean, it's great either way, because we were saying in that game that it looked like there wasn't going to be a way that Neon could come back on into it. But
yes,
somehow, I don't know whether it was just like misplays from XERXIA perhaps, or just amazing outplays coming out from Neon. Not a clue what happened, but even still, they really, really punished XERXIA hard. And I think maybe they were getting a little bit too comfortable. But regardless, like we were saying with the points, they're going to qualify anyway, right? They're fine. They're going to be going through. And Neon, they've got to have their fingers crossed, get some lucky horseshoes, get some 4-leaf clovers, anything, because they really, really need some better outcomes from the other series. But yeah, I was not expecting that series to end that way at all.
And luckily for Neon, they'll know by the end of the day if they have a chance or not. Because if eHome is playing the last series of the day, so if they get one win, then Neon's like, well, that was all for nothing. I mean, practice and you get to work together. And it was a great comeback. Like, that was fantastic play by Neon all around. Like, multiple times, you look at them like 15k gold behind, Rax is behind, Roshan behind, and they still keep on clawing their way back to it. And they clawed their way to a victory. So Neon, they have a lot to be proud of after that game. XERXIA, awkward ending, but you qualify. In the end, you qualify and you're going to be happy.
Yeah, it's very, very true. I kind of think it's just typical of an anti-mage draft, isn't it? Like, even in your pubs, you have this anti-mage which is colossal. They're so farmed, they're amazing, they can kill people, but they still end up losing. It's an anti-mage, it's what happens. So I know, I'm sure XERXIA, they're gonna be a little bit miffed about that, but regardless, it doesn't change their outcome at all. But yeah, that is the end of that series, guys. End up being a draw, 1-1 each. So, but still, it was an exciting series to watch. We're very, very happy about that. Sure. Next series will be coming up in about 15 minutes, which is going to be Myth Avenue Gaming versus UD Vesu 1. So that is, only about 15 minutes away, guys. So not long to wait by any means. And yeah, do stick around. We got some more Dota 2 to come, and we will see you there.